Hey guys, I'm Mike Bills with Measurable Solutions, and this is another edition of Whiteboard Wednesday. And today, I wanted to talk to you about getting you to think about what your practice identity is. And that you could say your practice brand, your public image, whatever words you want to put in there. But identity basically meaning if you were to look at it and look at it from multiple viewpoints, what would everybody think about it, right? And I think we all got into private practice. We wanted to own our own business for a couple of different reasons. One is we didn't really like where we were working before. We didn't like how patients were being treated, how long we had to treat patients, etc. We wanted some freedom for ourselves. We wanted to have more time with our family, more financial freedom, whatever it might be. And that is all part of the identity that you had in your head when you started out. And so if you're like me, you started out as pretty much the only person that was in the practice. So the identity was you. It was you answering the phone, you scheduling the patients, you treating the patients, you calling the patients after discharge to see how they felt, etc. That was your identity, and so it all worked out. But one of the things I've learned over the years is as you add more people, the staff, etc., more patients are coming to you from further away for different problems, etc., your identity starts to change and morph and become different. And you always want to kind of look at that. So whether you are, you've got 10 separate practices, each of them making $1 million, so you're $10 million practices, and you've got 1,000 people working for you, or you are one practice making $100,000 a year with 1.5 FTEs, you want to know what your identity is, because that's really how the community sees you. And it's not what you think your identity is, it's what other people think your identity is. That's been a big concept that I've learned over the years is I think we're going in one direction, and then I got a group of, let's say, 7 staff members that are pulling us in a different direction. Our identity is somewhere in between those because it's a 7-to-1 battle, etc. And it's not necessarily a bad battle, but making sure that that is the identity that you want it to have, right? So that's really the first action step you got. I want you to take about 15 minutes and kind of do this over the course of the next, let's say, 2 or 3 days, right? I want you to list out what your ideal story is, your ideal scene. If you were dictating the direction that your identity was going to go, what would it be? What type of patients? What would the patients say about you? What type of staff? What would the patients say about your staff? What would the patients go out into the community and do for you? How many new patients would you have? What is that identity? What do you want to be known for? Do you want to be known for only treating knees? Do you want to be known for treating everything? What do you want that identity to be? And that's the part that you are going to do, right? Then the next step, you're going to actually go around and survey your patients. And I think it's a simple question. Hey, Mr. Smith, I know we enjoy treating you. I know that you're getting some really good results. I'd be interested in spending about 45 seconds, 60 seconds, hearing what you have to say about the identity that you think we have. Tell me a little bit about the staff. Tell me a little bit about the treatment approach that we take, etc. And that will tell you from the patient's viewpoint, because that's really what you want to know, from the patient's viewpoint, how do they perceive your care? You might think that they understand this whole one-on-one, or we spend 30 minutes with everybody, etc. You might think that they understand that, and that's what you want your ideal scene to be, but who knows what the patient actually perceives. So go around and do a survey of your patients. And then the third step would be survey your staff. Because like I said, if you've got a group of 7 or 70 employees that think your identity is over here and you want your identity to be over here, you're constantly being pulled back and forth. The identity that your practice has out in the community isn't any one of those things. So survey your staff. Ask them a simple question. Give them a survey. Give them 10 minutes to fill it out. Ask them to take it home over the weekend and bring it back, whatever it is. But ask them to define what they believe your identity is. What direction do they want to go in? What do they want to be known for? Who do they want to be known as, etc. And again, take about 20, 30 minutes and do those things over the course of the next couple of days. And that will really get you started on identifying and defining what your brand is, what your identity is as a practice. And you might find that it's well ahead of where you wanted it to be. You might find that it's not where it wants to be, or not where you want it to be. But by doing this exercise, you're going to get a great idea of, is this something I need to work on? And is this something that I could improve, etc. So put those action steps in. I think you'll find it pretty helpful. And again, I love to see comments down below. So please leave me some comments. Give me some ideas of some other things you guys want to hear about. We've been in business for a long time. We were having some really good experiences and some great success, and I love to share that. And I want you guys to be able to benefit from that, from everybody else's success as well. So again, thanks for tuning in, and I am looking forward to you guys being able to watch next Wednesday. It's on every Wednesday, by the way, and we will see you next week for the next edition. Take care. Have a great week.